Hi, Pisces. It's Angela. Here we are ready to do a soul guidance reading for September. And this is for Pisces, Sun, Moon, and Rising. And as we know, and I usually do clarify, these readings are not predictive. They're not completely, stuck on any timeline. These are general readings, and they're the essence of Pisces. However, if you are another sign and you come upon this reading, your intuition is connecting with mine. So you belong here too. So let's get going for September. The oracle card that I'm using for guidance as to what we can possibly focus on at this time, Pisces, is coming from this deck, Messages from the Light by Joyce Huntington. And lovely deck, simple messages, and all geared toward the light worker or just your inner being as well. And the card I pulled for you, Pisces, is Heart Opening. I mean, beautiful. This is depicted by the lotus flower, and literally it looks like the cavity that looks like the heart just blossoming from within. There could be some of you who are finding a heaviness, feeling a heaviness maybe on your heart, for whatever reason. If that's something that's within you, you're self-aware, or something that happened, that occurred in your life. Sometimes it's a hard transition to make, is to move from that fear or resentment or worry or anguish that makes our heart feel heavy, to shift that into love and to allow the opening to happen and allow the love to sort of fill those spaces that were once filled by denser energies. But it's worth it. It's worth it, because you get to experience sort of not removal, but a definite detachment from the heaviness, right? You get to experience, this is what it feels like to lead with love. And so let's see what the Zen cards say, if they give us a path to that heart opening vibration. Okay, here's your cards, Pisces. Your starting point is here, and we got breakthrough. Okay, first thing that comes through for me is that some of you may already have been embarking on, and beginning the process of this sort of releasing heavier energies from your heart, and you're realizing, even if it's just little by little, that it really makes a difference, that it really allows for you to show up more authentically in your life. The general consensus, or the general direction, I think the general information that you carry with you, leading to this point. I'm having a hard time with my words. Hold on. The vibration is definitely clear. What I'm trying to say is, up until this point, right? Everything that you've learned, you can look back and assess, in certain instances in your life, when was it that I led with love, and what were those results? When was it that I kept myself shielded from that light within me because of self-protection, or because of any kind of confusion, or fear that was too great to address? When did I not lead with love, and how did that turn out? And then looking back on all of those instances, you could come to the conclusion now that, oh wow, leading with love does bring more ease. It's not easy all the time. It's a simple concept, but not always easy to reach. But once you get it, once that powerful information comes through, and you really see it clearly, this is the breakthrough moment. And I'm finding that for some of you, this has already occurred. Like, this is where you are. And for some, you're looking forward to it. Like you're at least this guidance can let you know the breakthrough is possible, right? So that as you move forward, it becomes easier and easier to work with an open heart, to address life, to show up with an open heart like that. Okay. Internal vibrations that are supporting or present along with this energy of breakthrough is exhaustion. Oh, wow. Yeah. So within you, you're very aware that moving forward and continuing to cling to the denser energies, or to lead with fear, or to believe the fear, right? You're realizing it will take you nowhere fast. You'll burn out. You'll exhaust yourself within spiritually, right? And so a breakthrough may be imminent, just to clear some of that dense energy that's tiring you out, that's making you like, I can't do this anymore. I can't hang on to this resentment anymore. I can't hang on to my fears and worries. If I want to, move forward on an easeful path. So there's a higher awareness to this that's what we're here for, right? These soul guidance readings are tapping into our higher selves. And let's see, the human, right? The person who is living and breathing on this earth has to come upon a lot of things, right? A lot of stuff gets thrown at us as humans. And when we're not fully aligned, and when we're not tuned in to our heart center and aligned from, body, mind, soul, we react in ways that our spirit and our source and our soul probably would not react in our waking world. And this is what this guidance is for, is to just have this sort of removed, behind the scenes kind of an awareness that, oh, I can tackle anything, even though that may seem forceful or heavy or intense on the surface. There's an alignment that can occur behind it all, where you are able to ride it out, allow for all the support from the universe and support from around you to gather and help you move through this, starting with your own heart, starting with your own alignment, right? Sometimes it helps us to take on the role when we're in something, embroiled in something in our human experience, to take on the role of, like, say this is a stage play setting, and the actor is going through all the trauma. The actor is embroiled in this difficulty or these challenges. The director gets to sit back and observe it and create it and make changes to the scene so that it can move more smoothly, right? So think of that sometimes when you're thinking of your higher self as being the director and observing what is occurring without the emotional embroilment. That's when we get bogged down. That's when the exhaustion comes, is when we're battling with it on just that level, right? The battle's there, the difficulty's there, but you have, a higher self that can assist you in moving that through. Sometimes this is definitely easier said than done, but just to create that awareness for yourself, what would the director shift here? Pull back, find your alignment, and deal with it that way. It's not, like I said, not always easy. Very simple shift that can be made, and it does not have to clear things all at once, but even just being aware of that sometimes helps. Okay, let's go forward here. Okay, so we have your breakthrough that's either imminent or you're experiencing it now, as far as the heart opening vibration. Within you, you're aware of exhaustion, spiritual exhaustion, or approaching it, nearly approaching it. So now in your external existence, in your external world, this manifests as the willingness to come to an understanding. So the picture here is showing the dove and then the other group of doves on the other side of these bars, and there's a disconnect, right? There's a misunderstanding or a disconnect between them. What we're coming to realize with the heart vibration energy is that these bars, these barriers that hold us from that which we want to become part of, or that which we want to achieve, those barriers are an illusion. If you can see, they're fading. They fade up here at the top, and then in the center, they're non-existent. So there is a way to come together with another. If this heart opening guidance brings forth for you a certain situation in your life with another person, with a group of people, with a specific challenge that you're having, or if this is all internal. This could be this lack of understanding, or this could be your, sort of 3D earthbound actor self, and versus the director that is really observing. And there is a way to let this all come together and exist in one space. So that vibration of moving toward a more open-hearted path could result in a better understanding of where you are, your connection between your persona and your higher self, or easing difficulties or differences with others. So I love that, the understanding. And remember, this card is a card of emotion. It's a water card in the Zen deck. So that's our feelings and our emotions. So let's move forward. Okay, we're on our way to a better understanding and a new level of understanding as far as our heart opening journey goes. And the key to getting there, the key to moving forward, and probably post breakthrough or simultaneously with this epiphany or realization that you're having or about to have, is the outsider. Oh yeah, look at that. That's like a double hit. It's kind of the same vibration there, where this figure wants to move through this gate, wants to get over there to that rainbow existence where things feel smoother and brighter and happier, and feels like they either don't belong or can't make the journey or won't be accepted. And the truth is, when we look at that chain, the lock that's on that chain is not engaged. So really all this person has to do is open the gate and move through. Similarly to the dove, who perceives a barrier between where they are and where they want to be. And that's just an illusion. So it's really an illusion. This is a double hit here. This is a very powerful message for you. I want to lead with my heart, but I don't know how. I can't do it, or it's hard for me to forgive, or whatever. The thing is start. Just start. Just take a step. Try once. Or, I wish I could lead with my heart more, but this person that I engage with is constantly, in a contentious mood, or always coming at me. This could also, I just heard, for some of you, it could be a coworker. Like there's just a battle always, or a boss, or a love, a parent, anybody that you feel contentious with. It's hard for me to lead with love. It's hard. They said something that hurt me. So why would I want to be loving? Right. And the truth is, that's your choice. Whether you want to stay separated or move toward the solution, that's your choice. And really, there's nothing stopping you except making that choice. That's why I said it's simple, but it's not always easy. Making a choice. Oh, someone just, berated me in front of in front of all my coworkers. This boss just berated me. So I'm going to lead with love. Like I'm going to fight back, right? It's harder sometimes in our real life situations to drum up that love, that loving presence, but it is not impossible. It's there. It's really the core of who we all are, is the energy of love. So let's move forward and see what happens here as we increase our awareness in regards to this situation. Okay, so we land in this spot here. Once we master the fact that really nothing's stopping me except my own decision, except my own self, I can lead with love. I can at least try to lead with love and see how that results. And look where we get courage. Yeah, we can blossom. We can let that lotus fully blossom, just like this blooming flower, if we just allow some softening. You know, we talk about the seed that lives down here in the boulder that's got a hard shell. It does not really need to change shape or form at all. But once it starts allowing the elements around it, the water, the sunlight, the fertilizer, once it starts allowing that to soften its hard shell, it transforms and it blossoms, as does your heart space. Allow, you know, it just came to me, allow the circumstances around you, even if they're not directly involved with where your heart feels shielded, allow other things to take your attention, to take your heart's attention, right? If I'm having this issue, I cannot seem to find, I cannot seem to get to a place of love with this situation, move to another situation and find the love there, find the gratitude there, whether it's in nature, with your animals, with children, with others that have a more easeful vibration, and appreciate that and grow the love from there, so that, you know, once you're ready to transform this situation, you got a head start because your heart has started to soften, and, you know, in general, and leading with love there, so that when it comes time to address this situation, you have the tools that you need to grow it, to grow that love. Okay, let me go to the rest. And internally supporting this vibration of courage. And, you know, we talk about courage as being, you know, some people think of courage as bravado and forward action and something, you know, decisively brave. And for me, in this reading, it's less about that. It's really having the courage to allow new energies in, to soften your harder edges, to allow this stuff in. Sometimes just dropping that barrier that's within us, you know, that takes a little courage. Because it's shifting. You know, sometimes we want to hold on to our anger and our resentment because it keeps us feeling more justified or more protected and less vulnerable. But the truth is, the softening and allowing your heart space to remain open no matter what's going on is the bravest thing you can do, right? That vulnerability is needed for your growth. Okay, within you that supports this vibration of the courage card is ordinariness. I love that, because then you start practicing this. You remember we said become the director sometimes, not the actor, so that you can observe what's happening. You can find the space where you want to move toward to create more heart-centered energy, and, you know, allowing those harder edges to soften. Soon, with practice, it becomes part of who you are. And really, at the core of who you are, you know that we're all love, like I said before. So I love that, because this becomes your regular way of being after, you know, after a certain amount of time, after a certain amount of practice. And then the final card in your external position here, and the way, the direction in your waking life here, is patience. So be gentle with yourself as well, right? Sometimes we don't, you know, we don't feel courageous enough, say, to move through these steps, to get to this understanding, to know that we're kind of in charge of how this stuff shapes up, right? We're in charge of everything that we experience. Sometimes it's not that easy to master, but little by little, as you start to remove these barriers and these little shields that are put in place in your heart space, little by little, the change comes. And even the smallest amount of change is leading the way for more. So patience with yourself. Allow for this energy that has taken quite a long time, maybe, to pile onto your heart and keep it closed off. It's taken a while for that to happen, and for things to fester. So allow for time and space to allow it to breathe again. And nothing has to be forced. It's just a shift in your awareness, right? Moving from the actor to the director, observing how you respond in certain situations, and making the effort to shift it, and leading always with the heart. All right. I love this so much. This is a nice, gentle, loving reading, and a nice little path for all of us to find the love that's always residing deep within us. And then that creates more love in the universe, and then more connection, and here we go. So thank you, Pisces, for being here, and happy September. I'll be back soon with some updates, and I love you guys.